So the next thing is user preferences, and GP has some standard setups that don't necessarily work for everybody. And I think the biggest one is the entry key option. So I'm going to pop back into GP here, and if you go to Microsoft Dynamics and user preferences, these options are going to pull up. This entry key one is the biggest one. Microsoft has ingrained in our brains that they want you to use tab. So when you want to go to field, it wants to use the tab button. Some folks are just more comfortable with the enter key. So that would be choosing return over tab. It's what you're more comfortable with. There's also some other options here. If you never ever print anything to a printer, you can choose a default screen. There's other places to make that selection based on specific report, but this is just sort of an overall, and this is user specific as user preferences. Some other things here, the other big one that I always suggest folks do, especially our new users, is click this display button. And when you're in here, there's a required fields option, and you can change it to red and bold. GP, as many of you know, wants you to do certain things and wants you to enter certain fields. If they look like everything else, it's sort of hard to pick them out. So if you change it to red and bold, you will know that those have to be filled in order to move on. So just one of the things that I take a quick look at when I'm first using GP. The other thing in here is if you're newly set up, this password option will be available. I'm set up as the SA user, so you can't change the password here, but any other user you can. You would open this, put in your old password, put in your new password, and then your password for GP will be changed. So it's just sort of good to know that it's here, to know that there's different options that you can select.